All right. Hello. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to another episode of the Empowered Immigrant Live. My name's Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. I'm getting started a little behind schedule this morning. Thank you for your patience. Thanks for waiting for me for a few minutes, everybody. And welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Today, I want to talk about, hey, what would a Kamala win look like for immigration? All right, what if Kamala Harris wins? You know, what if Harris and Walz win the ticket, win the presidency? What would that mean for your immigration case? What would that mean for immigration? So I want to talk about that, and and so we'll hypothesize a little bit. We'll guess a little bit today because we don't have anything certain hammered down about this, but we're looking into the future a little bit, and we'll see. Right? We'll talk it through. And so welcome, and thank you so much for being here. Remember, the Empowered Immigrant Live is here to train, teach, inspire, and empower immigrants to make the most out of immigration law and to make the most out of their lives. All right? So, so welcome. Thank you for joining us. Again, my name's Otis Landerholm, and today we're talking about what would it mean for immigration if Kamala Harris wins in November, okay? And my question for you and for everybody is, hey, do you want to get a green card? Like, do you want to come out of the shadows? Do you want to change your immigration status? Do you want to apply for asylum or for citizenship or at least see what your options are? Like, because if so, go for it, all right? And I'd love to help you with that. My firm is on a mission to win 10,000 immigration cases in the next 10 years. We'd love for your case to be one of them, all right? And so, we got some news. There's always some news happening, and more as we get closer to the election. It's like all of my talks are going to be related to what's the latest news, what's happening. Kamala Harris has picked her vice president, Tim Walz, governor of Minnesota, and so we can talk about what that might mean. Walz as governor, maybe you're aware, signed a law allowing undocumented immigrants to get driver's licenses in his state, right? So we know that. We know he's supported Biden's border initiatives. We know he's supported, or at least expressed support for Dreamers and DACA recipients. We know that he criticized Trump's border wall proposals and other Trump actions. All of that's a good sign about Tim Walz of Minnesota. All right. And Kamala Harris, we'll talk more about her. As vice president, she tried to get international cooperation with Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador to try to address some of the causes of immigration before it starts, right? She's also running on a platform of being tough on gang members and narcos, etc. As a prosecutor, she prosecuted them, and she has expressed support of immigration reform efforts. All of that's a good sign, right? So that's happening, right? Some more news. We've got this Parole in Place program that's set to start receiving applications as early as Monday, the 19th of August, so like this next Monday. There are 5 requirements for this Parole in Place program. Remember, I went over these last week as well. But remember what those 5 requirements are. They are, as of June 17th, 2024, you, 1, were married to a United States citizen. 2, you have 10 years of continuous physical presence in the United States. 3, you were not lawfully inspected, admitted, or paroled into the U.S. All right, you were not lawfully inspected, admitted, or paroled into the U.S. 4th is you're not a threat to national security, public safety, and you have no disqualifying criminal history. And 5, you must merit a favorable exercise of discretion. All right? So that's what we know so far about this new parole in place program for spouses of U.S. citizens. All right? However, I'm recording this, the date's the 13th of August, 2024. As of today's date, there are still no regulations. All right? And so what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? What does it mean that we're less than a week from the date that we've been told we can start submitting these types of cases, and as of today, there's still no regulations published? What does that mean? I mean, honestly, I'm just going to say it, right? It's embarrassing. All right, let me say it with a different word. It's unacceptable. Okay? Like, where are the regulations? We're supposed to be submitting these cases in less than a week, and there's still nothing? Like, unfortunately, I don't know. I don't know what has led to the delay there. I really don't know. But something went wrong, right? Something went wrong within the government, and I don't know if somebody's asleep on the job. I doubt that, but my guess is there's some serious disagreement within the Biden administration right now, and we'll see. All right, I don't know what else to say. We will see. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm hoping these regulations come out later today. All right, I was hoping they would come out yesterday, and or last week, even better, you know. But here we are. All right, here we are. I don't know what else we can do about it. There's still no regulations published, yet they still have announced that they'll be accepting applications for this program starting on August 19th. Well, if they're going to do that, and if they're going to live up to that promise, they'd better deliver some regulations to show us where to send the application and what forms to fill out and how much is the filing fee and do you need 2 passport-style photos and, you know, what is the process that they want us to send this to so that we can actually take advantage of this program. Okay? So just to clarify, right now, there is no process. All right? Right now, we cannot apply for this. So if some notario out there is saying, hey, yeah, let's send this application, time out. You can't yet. Okay? You can't yet. There's no published regulations at issue yet. So that's where that program is. You know, and even if we had the regulations today, there's still things to anticipate. Okay, this whole thing could very likely face legal challenges in court, and this whole thing could be undone by a future president. So the November elections could undo this program completely, right? So you got to be aware of this. So part of this is why, you know, when I'm meeting with clients, we have consultations in my office, you know, every day. And part of this is why, like, when I'm meeting with a client and when they're asking about this program, or they might ask about other immigration challenges they're facing, but when they're asking about this program, what I like to explain is, hey, as of today's date, we don't even have regulations. As of today's date, this program is not the best program. Okay? It's not the best. Like, if you're eligible for something else, let's really explore that other thing while we have it. In other words, if there's some other way to get you parole, get you an admission, get you, you know, some kind of immigration status, if there's some other way to do it as of today's date, like, go for that. Because this new program, like, it's very maybe unreliable, maybe like flimsy, maybe like you know, problematic. It's kind of like your plan B or your plan C. All right, if you're eligible for something better, it's wise to discuss that in a consultation. Give you an example. All right, I'll give you an example. In our firm, we had a client who's sitting here in our office who is who has DACA, all right, and who's eligible and who wants to apply for an advanced parole document to leave the country and come in on advanced parole. All right? Well, my advice is like, yeah, let's do that. This Biden parole in place for spouses, it's nice. If it works, great. But we don't even know if it's going to work. And so for this client, they're sitting in front of me, they've got eligibility to apply for something now that has a much greater probability of getting them the benefit. For me, it's like, dude, let's move forward with that. Right? Let's move forward with that. It's a wiser approach, at least as of today's date, where we still don't even have regulations for the parole in place program. Okay? And if there is no other option, and if this Biden parole in place is the best way to go for you, then great. We can get started collecting those documents, absolutely, right? We just can't submit it yet because we don't know where to do that or what forms we're going to need. Anyway, does that make sense for everybody? In terms of, I'm filming this live on August 13th of 2024, right? And so maybe as of August 14th of 2024, who knows? Maybe this whole thing will change because maybe the government will release its regulations, will be clear on what the application process is and who's eligible and what's going to happen. We'll be in a different place. But as of right now, my best advice sometimes will be, hey, let's file for something that's more secure, more solid, more based on laws that are actually in place right now, and therefore not subject to some future challenge that's going to undo your case. Right? Something to think about. Something to think about. All right, so the bullet point, right? The bullet point of the topic is, which I'll change to right now. And if you have questions, hey, feel free. If you've got questions about your immigration status, feel free to submit it. And I'm seeing people signing in on TikTok and Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. Thank you all so much for being here. My name's Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. And the main topic is, hey, so what would a Kamala win mean for immigration? What would that mean? And, let me preface my answer by saying, I don't know. Nobody really knows. Nobody really knows precisely what Kamala Harris's platform on immigration is yet. And it would be so much better, so much better than her opposition. Should I say that again? Right? I don't know precisely what Kamala Harris's platform on immigration would be, yet it would be so much better than her opposition. Why? Because she is not running a campaign against immigration. We know that, all right? She has recognized the value that immigrants actually bring to our country and to our society, which her opposition has not. All right? Her opposition repeatedly denies and undermines the value that immigrants bring to the United States, which is just stupid. All right? Let's call it what it is. It's stupid, okay? In my opinion, Kamala Harris isn't stupid, all right? And in my opinion, she actually does value immigrants, whether or not they have documents. Go figure, all right? So my position is that she would be so much better for immigration than her opposition would be. Yes, hopefully she would bring a higher level of organization and action and follow through to immigration so that they actually like implement programs like the one I was discussing earlier, this parole in place program, you know? But yeah, anyway, I am optimistic that her campaign would treat humans, regardless of their immigration status, as just people, and by that I mean recognize their rights, recognize due process concerns, not try to shove, massive amounts of people through the immigration court system, keep hopefully some level of prosecutorial discretion in place, not just label everybody as a top priority for being deported. I think she'd be a little bit more reasonable, people, which is nice, So, all right, that's basically what I got for today. I hope this is useful. I hope this is helpful. All right. If it is, and there's going to be more news. Heck, there might be news just later this afternoon. If you want to know what the latest regulations are, if that's the question, and you're tuning in about this latest program, if that's the question on your mind, the best way to know that stuff is to please subscribe to our channel in YouTube. And when you subscribe, hit the notifications bell. And that way, when we upload a new video with news and information, right, you'll be notified. That's like the best way to stay on top of news that comes out of my office. Okay? My empowerment tip, before we wrap up, I always like to share a brief empowerment tip. My empowerment tip this morning is that sharing is caring. And maybe you've heard that. Sharing is caring. All right? And my invite for you is to share your story. And you can share it with me if you want, or you can share it with somebody else in your life if you want. But the thing I want to announce is that I am looking, all right? I am looking for immigrants who are interested in sharing their story on our podcast. Okay? I'll say that again. I'm looking for immigrants who are willing to share their story on our podcast. And you don't have to share anything, don't share confidential stuff. You don't even have to share your full name on your podcast. But whatever you would be willing to share something about your story that could inspire others. I invite you, if so, if you could do me a quick favor, all right, and pull out your phone and actually open up your text messaging app and text me the word share, all right, S-H-A-R-E. Text me that word, S-H-A-R-E, share, all right, to this number, 510-726-8653. All right, that's our text platform number. If you're interested, and no pressure if you're not, right? Don't worry about this. But if you're interested in sharing your immigration story on our podcast, it will not be live, right? We can edit it. If there's something you said that you'd rather us delete, you can let us know that. Don't worry about that, right? This is completely optional. But if you're willing to, I invite you to do it, okay? Again, text us the word share, S-H-A-R-E, to 510-726-8653. What number is that? 510-726-8653. I invite you to do that, all right? So that's it for today. Thank you all so much for being here, all right? Whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, thank you. Thank you so much, all right? Zuri, I see you here on TikTok, and Sabrina, I see you here on Instagram, and Saitama, I see you here on TikTok as well. Hey, everybody, Thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. My name's Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. There's going to be more news in the upcoming days and weeks, and we're going to continue to follow it, and we're going to continue to keep you informed. And so to that end and for that purpose, all right, to that end and for that purpose, please subscribe to our channel in YouTube, and we will see you next time on our next episode of the Empowered Immigrant Live. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.